Hey guys, welcome back. It's Coach Bob here at CrossFit Glen Burnie. And today in this video, we're going to try to answer a question. Question is, what do I do if I miss a day of CrossFit? Or more generally, what should someone do if they were to miss a day of CrossFit, right? Now, this question could be asked by a lot of different people in a lot of different circumstances. So I'm going to try to give us some guidelines that we could be thinking about and things ahead of time so that when the situation comes up, we'll know how we should be responding to that situation. So missing a day of CrossFit, what should I do? Okay. So the first thing that I think we should be considering when we think about, our CrossFit and our workout is on an individual basis, your goals are important to consider, right? Your goals and your training plan. So if you think of it that way, when you look at your goals, you have to ask yourself the question, what is it going to take to make progress toward my goals? And when you look into that, that is going to really help you to understand what would it mean to you to miss a day of CrossFit. So when you look at your goals and what it would take to get those goals, you're probably starting to think about the number of days that you'll be working out each week and the consistency of attending those days so that you can get those consistent results over time. When we have somebody new joining the gym, that's a question that a lot of people might ask. Maybe they've never done CrossFit before. And so, is this something I should do every day? Is it something that I should do 3 times a week, 2 times a week, 5 times a week? Should I come in on the weekend? And, we try to answer that question too in kind of the similar way. Let's look at your goals and what is it going to take? And essentially, what commitment are we making to ourselves to work toward those goals? So different people are going to have different answers to this. Maybe 3 times a week is the right answer for you based on all things considered, or maybe 5 times a week and so on, right? Now, once we really address what your goals are and your training plan, how many times a week you're going to work out, there is going to be a question we need to ask about consistency versus all or nothing. And what I mean by that is when we look at making progress toward our goals, we're looking at being consistent over time is going to be much more important than any one thing we do all at once, right? So we know that it's the slow and steady progress, the consistency of working on improving our fitness, that it's going to pay dividends in the long run. This isn't something that's just going to happen overnight. Let's say that I wanted to lose 20 pounds and that was my goal. I know that it took time for me to put on that 20 pounds, and it's going to take time for me to work to reverse that and to improve my health and my fitness. So I'm committing to consistently working out on my training to make that situation better. And being consistent is also going to be something that your body is going to come to expect. That consistent workout over time is going to not only help you physiologically to make those improvements because your body is used to working out and is looking forward to working out. And if we're missing that day, then the body's trying to figure out what's going on with that. and also emotionally, right? So we get a lot of positives about working, from working out that makes us feel good, that we feel like we're contributing and we're being successful and things like that. So we got to consider that when we think about, maybe missing a day of CrossFit. So that consistency over our all or nothing approach, consistency is going to win every time. The next thing I want us to think about is our recovery and our overall desire to train. So it is important when we think about how many days a week that we're working out and coming into workout that we consider that the times that we're not working out, the other 23 hours of the day, for example, we need to be recovering. If we're not recovering, if we're feeling sore and then more sore and we're not getting enough sleep and we're not eating right, then we're not going to recover properly, and we're just not going to feel like working out day 2, day 3, day 4, or however, on our training plan. Something is wrong with our recovery, or that's affecting our desire to train. So we need to make sure that we're planning for our appropriate level of recovery so that when we do train and work out, we are looking forward to coming in because we got enough sleep, because we're eating right, because we're fueling our body properly. We love working out. We're looking forward to it. And it's something that, it helps us to feel good overall. It was cold today. It was cold. So we're looking at the fourth bullet point here, which is injury. And I put this one on here because in addition to recovery, sometimes life happens and there's an injury, right? So we were playing Frisbee in the backyard and we sprained our ankle, or we were playing with the kids and we pulled a hamstring, or something else happened or that is going to be a factor when it comes to working out, right? So let's say that that I was playing basketball and I hurt my arm playing basketball and my arm's in a sling, right? It's going to be difficult for me to do hanging movements from a barbell. It's going to be difficult for me to be rowing and things like that. So when life happens and we have an injury, what do, right? Do we miss a day of CrossFit and just sit out, or do we try to get something done in the gym? And I'll tell you that you want to come in, you want to work out, you want to stay active. If you can't use your arm, your leg, or whatever it is, we can find a way to work around that to keep you active, right? So even if you can't squat, you can't use your arms or whatever it is, you can still work on your heart and your lungs, right? And your core. There's so many things that we can do, and we can evaluate our short-term goals relative to the injury that may be knocking us off track on that. But we still want to keep ourselves consistent and accountable to improving our health and our fitness. So reevaluating our short-term goals, maybe focusing on building a stronger core, focusing on those kinds of movements that we haven't done before. Maybe it's a unilateral movement, one arm kettlebell swings versus two arms, and so on. So injury is something that does come up, and it's something to consider about, as far as like missing a day. And if you do find yourself injured, then I would encourage you to talk with your coach, your CrossFit coach, and see what is possible so that we can continue to meet with you and continue to work on your fitness. The last bullet I put on this slide is something I call falling off of the wagon, right? So if you miss a day, chances are that one day may become 2 days. It happens, right? So you miss one day. It was, you just didn't feel like it. It was rain, something, you created a reason not to attend. And then day 2 is, it's kind of hard. And then 2 days turns into a week. And then 1 week turns into 2 weeks. And then before you know it, you've fallen off the wagon and you're looking at how do I get better? But you already had the answer to that question. You already knew what you needed to do. It was part of your goals. It was part of your training plan. And you just fell off the wagon, right? So be careful about missing a day, because you can actually find yourself off the wagon and the wagon continues down the road, and now it's further and further away, and it feels harder to catch it and to get back on that wagon. All right, just a couple more things to think about on what we should do when we miss a day. And the first thing I want us to think about is the bullet number 1, trying versus giving up, right? So look, if you're trying your best and, it's just not the day to be, something happens, a flat tire or something, and you can't make it to the gym, you tried, right? You tried to do it, but it just wasn't going to happen, versus giving up on your goals, giving up on your training plan, and giving up on the things that you find important. And so I just want you to think about the difference between trying and giving up. The second bullet I have on here is can't versus trying, right? So if you're trying your best, then can't doesn't really factor in, right? There might be reasons why you can't attend, and if you are trying your best in life to do the kinds of things to take care of yourself, you can focus on your nutrition. You have a flat tire, you can't make it to the gym. Well, you can double up on your nutrition that day and really focus on that. You can kind of meditate, de-stress, and there's so many things that you can do. But you tried. Life wasn't going to let you attend. That's okay. Life gives you rest days, right? So then let's go ahead and we're going to have the best rest day possible. We had some running today, and an alternate to running would be a rowing or biking or something like that. And so, we don't make excuses. We find a way. All right. So we're looking at this third bullet on here, judging yourself versus having gratitude. And I want you to be your biggest cheerleader, right? So if you're judging yourself, like you didn't make it to the gym, and then you're hard on yourself for missing that day, or you find that you cheated on your nutrition and you're eating poorly, right? Don't judge yourself because you're only going to make yourself feel worse. Have gratitude that at least you're trying to make things better, right? So we want to stop judging and instead turn that into having gratitude. And that kind of brings me to the last point I want to share with us today, which is turning your have-tos into get-tos. We've talked a lot about our training and, what do we do if we miss a day, and staying accountable to ourselves and our goals. If we look at our overall day, there are opportunities where things don't go our way, right? So we want to do things one way, but life just doesn't have it, right? And we have to do this, or we have to do that before we get to do this, and so on. But here's the problem, that it turns out to be a negative way of viewing all of those things in our life. When something comes up, right? So let's say that, I have a dental appointment that's coming up. I have to go to the dentist, right? But no, I get to go to the dentist. When I turn my have to into a get to, it just reframes the whole thing in a much more positive way. In my kitchen downstairs, I woke up this morning, the garbage in our kitchen, just the garbage can just was like, oh man, this thing has to go out. So I have to take the garbage out, but I don't have to take it out. I get to take it out. I get the opportunity to make that situation better by taking action and making it better. And that's, if we start to turn our have tos into get tos, then when we're in the gym and we get to work out, we don't have to work out. We get an opportunity to work out. Maybe the workout has a movement in it we just don't enjoy. Burpees, overhead squats, double unders, whatever it is that, the workout of the day has that in it. Yeah, you have to do those things to get better. But if I turn that have to into a get to, I get to work on the movements I'm not very good at today. And that hopefully by working on those things, I can get to be a little bit better. So this is Coach Bob's little, pep talk on, what do you do if you miss a day of CrossFit, and how we can be thinking about that and how we respond to the kinds of things in our life. If we're trying to do our best, then congratulations, you are doing a good job. Keep it up. Thank you guys so much for checking in tonight. Take care and have a great day. Peace.